folks, we've got another comedian coming up. Are you ready? I love it. Okay, so our next comedian is making his Gay AF comedy debut tonight. That's right. All right, that's right. We gotta have the love. We gotta be the kind of audience so that, you know, he doesn't quit comedy. So, folks, just give all your warmth and love to the amazing Brandon Hamilton.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Very nice. Heather, my word that makes me like want to vomit is mom. So that's me personally. I just turned 40 this year. Don't clap. I did nothing to deserve your applause, honestly. All I had to do was like not kill myself for 40 years. I feel like that's a really low bar. So I also got the clap this year already. True story, like racing around Alberta trying to find like an STI clinic before we go down into like Montana, Trump state. I'm like, that's not a joke, that happened, that's real. So I feel like when you're like in your 20s, when you're younger, you're kind of in your like yes and years, you know, you're excited, you're like saying yes to things, trying new things, whatever. I feel like I'm now entering my like no because years. Like no. And I know that I need to be a bit more like open-minded and try things, you know, like, you know, keep myself open because I know coming up are my I just can't years. You know? I'm back, I can't, no. You know what I mean? You know, when you're in your 20s, when you're in those like yes and years, like the worst that happens is really you get like a bad hair day, and like a blow dryer and some products can fix that right up, right? But for us in our 40s, how many people here are in their 40s, by the way? Hey, a few. And I know there's a bunch of you that just don't want to admit it. It's fine, I get it. For us though, we have bad face days, which you can do shit all about. You're just like stuck with it, and it just fucking sucks for the day, right? Which is why a lot of us kind of lean into Botox and fillers and like those kinds of things, which I'm not personally super into. I'm not against it, but like I have a different strategy. What I do is I just have no will to live. It's kind of like my nature's Botox, you know, like this is me like feeling beautiful and great and like looking my best, you know? No crow's feet, no 11s. And you know, I'm not complaining about being 40. I'm not even implying that it's old. It's not. I'm hopefully not even halfway through my life, right? Unless you consider my existential, depressive, and suicidal episodes, then maybe I'm far past half. Who knows? Who can say? I don't know. Does anybody here have like a nut allergy or an allergy in general? Just a few people. I'm actually super jealous because to me that's like a super easy way out. It's like the unsubscribe button of life. It's like you just like take like eat a little Snickers and go for a little swim and it's like you're done. That's like right? It's like death by peanut butter parfait. Super jelly of you. It feels easy, right? You know, and as you get older, you do old people things. Like my brother and I are doing Ancestry.ca. Has anybody ever done that? Or like the 20? Yeah, you have. We found out some interesting and fun information. We found out that my biological grandfather is actually not related to us at all. And at first, and that took some digging and some really awkward conversations with families where we're just like trying to figure out what happened, but like not alerting them, you know what I mean? It turns out that there was a traveling salesman who would come door to door in Alberta to my grandma's place while my dad was working at the mines, and that's where I get my sluttiness from. Thank you so much, Grammy Enid. So also, you know how, speaking of family and all that, you know how Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls, her dad was, yeah, let's hear it for Gretchen Wieners. Sure, yeah, that's so fetch. Her dad was the inventor of Toaster Strudels, right? And I think like Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, I think Romy was the inventor of Post-it notes, right? I got dick pics. My dad was the original inventor of dick pics. I kid you not. I kid you not. So when he died, we went through his storage unit and I found some like wild stuff. We found like royal family magazines. We found a bunch of Bibles, and I found fully developed dick pics. And like, I'm looking at these things and I'm like, I grew up on a farm. The first dick I ever saw was like a horse dick. So I'm like, okay, Dad, all right. You know, for anybody who's like my age or older, you know that they would censor the photos that you would take to the developer, right? They wouldn't put out anything like sexual or anything violent. So I still don't know where the fuck my dad got these things developed. Where? He must have some like dick pic in. I don't know. And on top of that, when you look at these photos, I kid you not, the background is sunshine, grass, and sidewalks. I'm like, where the fuck did you do this? Like, how did you do that? And that is where I get my audacity. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. I've dealt with a lot of death over the years, and it's part of getting older. You know, I think like it happens as a part of life. But you end up with so many ashes, just like fucking piles of ashes everywhere. I don't know what to do with them. There's only so much scattering you can do, right? What I like to do is I like to churn it up with my like plant mix and like put it into like the plant pots. That way my like loved ones live in the like my plants around me, and then I can water them with my tears. But I'm working on it. I have a therapist that I've been working with for a long time, and he's great. Definitely helps. But you know, with therapy, people always talk about finding your inner child. Have you ever heard that? I was always so confused about it. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Because like I wasn't finding it. I was finding my inner scrappy Quebecois separatiste. Her name is like Mary Claude, and she's too honest, and she hates everybody. She's a fucking bitch. She's like, damn on that goddess all the time, and I'm like, that's who I found. Yeah. So I try to counter that with like some more like peaceful things. Like I've been journaling more, which is nice. I've been writing a lot of complaints to the government, police statements, obituaries. So that's cute. I journal now. I also like to get in touch with nature, so I like camping at tables after I'm done because I fucking paid for my meal. I'm gonna stay as goddamn long as I want. I deserve it. So, and the last one is like running. I've been running a lot too. I think it's good. I hear it's good for your heart. You know, I'm a personal trainer, so I know that like there's science behind it too. But so I run a lot from my problems and from anybody who's trying to love me. That's not helping. Sometimes I'll take a little run. The other day I ran through like the cemetery over in like Riverdale, which was cute. I had a little family reunion. Nice time. It was good weather. Another way I'm trying to like deal with some of this like aging and getting old and this shit is I pick fights online. Just like dropping the worst fucking comments and like watching like rage ensue, which is fun for me. I kind of like it's nice. Sometimes though it's a bit much, so I try to take like breaks from social media, mainly in the form of like getting banned from Instagram or TikToks based on like my comments and behavior online. Not great, but it's a break. It's cute, you know. It's a cute thing. Speaking of online, you guys want to hear a little like interaction that I had on Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a video. It's like a little clip of like the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and there's like one scene where she's like sitting with this granny, and this granny's drinking, and she's like, "Oh, what kind of tea is this?" And Kimmy's like, "Oh, I just boiled some Gatorade." I was like, "Love it." So I commented on it. I said, my brother used to drink hot Gatorade when he went camping. He's dead now, not from the Gatorade, but from killing himself. That comment, I'm not joking, got like 3,600 likes on it. So I'm like Instagram famous now for my horrific comments that I make. The Butterfly Effect said to me, "What kind of Gatorade?" And I was like, let me just grab a Ouija board. And she's like, awesome, let me know what he said. So I typed back and I was like, all I got was more electrolytes than a gay slur. Classic Daryl. And then Gregory Scott Baker said, you seem fun. And I'm like, I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. I think I'm fun. Like, you're fun. I think I'm fun. I hope he's not being sarcastic. And lastly, I like to wind down at the end of these like rage-fueled battling days with like a toasty bath, and it's exciting. Like I feel like I'm living on the edge because I'm kind of playing Russian roulette because the toasty bath is literally like just a toaster that's on the edge of the bathtub, and I'm just like, will it, won't it? Like, is today the day? Like, who can say, right? You know, I think everybody online from these videos I'm watching is always looking for life hacks. I think we should normalize death hacks. That's kind of my thing. I'm gonna look for these death hacks and end it all. So, thank you so much, everybody. Big time.
Give it up. Oh. It's rare I have to do this. Oh my God. Give it up again for Brandon Hamilton, everyone. Should we have him back? Yeah. All right. Okay, so we've got another gay.